Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So for this video, I wanted to go over our Kia K5 drop-in boards. These are 12-volt UCS2904 LEDs, and install is quite simple, honestly. The lights are beautiful, so opening them up is actually pretty simple. And there's just a whole bunch of screws. Like right now, if I lift this up, it's going to fall apart because I pulled all the screws out. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put this inside of the light. So you get a few different pieces, and once again, all these are normally held in with screws. I, for time's sake, have already removed them, and I'm going to go ahead and disassemble this a little bit. Get those parts out of the way. What you'll be left with is your main boards here. Normally there's a plastic tube that goes through both of these with LEDs on the ends that light them up, which works fine for OEM. But if you're looking for a little bit something different, that is where these boards will come in. So I got these apart, and now I'm going to go ahead and pull out the strips. Now there are four pieces total, two for each side. So you will have to identify which goes to which is simple enough. They are mirrored, but obviously each piece will only fit in the proper location. So we'll start with our big strip here. So the big strip, you can see that little channel there. Actually, I got the wrong one. There it is. It just falls right into that channel, just like that. Fits in there really snug, and then your diffuser goes right over top. Now, if I were to build this myself, I would recommend sandblasting the outside and the back side of this to help to add a little bit of diffusion and hide the LEDs, but totally not necessary. It actually does a pretty decent job at hiding the LEDs as is, so definitely preference as to whether or not you want to take that extra step to diffuse them further, or if you just want to leave it like this. For the next one, it also installs quite easily. It'll just pop right down in there, just like so. And the little diffuser, same story on that one. Pops right over top. We would recommend sandblasting this to hide those LEDs a little bit better, but that's personal preference as to whether or not you want to. It's perfectly acceptable like that if you're good with that. So when it all goes back together, it'll look something like this in the layout. We do have input and output here from the strips that will plug into each other, just like so. And then you have your main input, which is on this side here. Now you could use a BlueGhozt, but in this case, I'm going to show you with our 12-volt simple controller here, just to give you an idea of what a cheaper controller might look like. So I got the show modes going currently, but obviously turn them off like that, and there is your startup animation, nice and bright. That is probably one of the biggest complaints that we've heard so far of the other kits that are available out there. Most of them are not quite as bright as people wanted them to be. That's why we decided to get the UCS built. So these are a UCS2904 RGBW LED, which is a 17 milliamp 12-volt LED. It does have a very nice white color, and visibility during the daylight in general is not going to be a problem. The turn signal function as well. This controller is actually matched really well for the K5, so you know, definitely you can go with the Ghost. There's nothing wrong with upgrading to that, but this is pretty capable with this setup. Very nice sequential. It is set. That is one downside versus the Ghost, so your sequential is set to flow just like that, as well as your startup animation is just the one like that, so it cannot be changed. You can make it just go solid white and delete the turn signal or the startup animation by disconnecting the startup wire that is part of our kit, but obviously I think the startup looks pretty good. And then we'll go right back to your show modes. I gotta turn that off. Our DRL does override show modes, so keep that in mind. With this kit, if you wanted to drive down the road like this, It will not be possible with this kit because the DRL does override the actual show mode input from the controller. So please keep that in mind. This is much more for a street legal car. You're driving on the road, you don't want to run the risk that your lights are doing this while you're going down the road. This would be the way to go. But yeah, so definitely check them out on the site. Install, like I showed, pretty easy. This wasn't a full install start to finish, sorry about that, but I did want to go a little bit more in depth than just having them on the website to help people kind of see the difference, see what's available with them, and kind of see what to expect. If you're looking for a brighter option for your K5, this is definitely the way to go. You can get them on nextlevelneo.com, and thanks for watching.